Hey guys, I'm Josh and this is Travel Talk. And we've got a tyre smoking, police flirting, desert scudding, BMW big man's watching episode for you today. This episode we're going to take a 2016 matte black BMW M4 convertible 1500 miles around the west coast of America. We're going to be eating dust through Nevada, capturing some breathtaking views in Arizona, and then hitting the sea breeze and sweeping hills of California. And hopefully along the way, a few bikini-clad beaches. The journey starts in Las Vegas after a few nights of very heavy drinking and pondering one's future. Then we head across the Death Valley, up along the boundaries of Yosemite National Park, take a sweeping left up a very big mountain to Lake Tahoe, get the skis out, break a leg, then scoot over to San Francisco, try and find Zuckerberg and tell him to stop suggesting we friends, then finally down the Pacific Coast Highway to LA to take some selfies. Oh, and then a quick stop at Santa Cruz along the way, because otherwise it's a hell of a drive. And then back to Vegas. Hey guys, I'm Josh. And
BMW and the M3/M4 have had a very long dynasty, and we've seen innovation after innovation in that time. When the E30 M3 was released in 1985, it boasted an inline 2.3 litre four-cylinder engine pumping out 200 brake horsepower, and that's with no turbocharger. That was for wimps back then and little boys in garages. The E30 M3 was a beautiful car, and still is to this very day. Fast forward 30 odd years and BMW released the M4 that has a lot of synergies with the E30 M3. Lightweight, fully focused and largely designed from scratch.
So ladies and gentlemen, right here we have the M3, my boyhood dream car. Well, nearly. BMW decided to have a spring clean, and they've now called all the Playboy cars even numbers, so M4, M6, M8, i8, and all the odd numbers the family sports cars. So for people who've had to tone it down in life, the M3 is now a four-door, so you can take your kids on your track days, which is pretty handy. I'm sure the missus will love that. But yeah, thanks BMW for ruining my boyhood dream of driving an M3. For the geeks who like to impress the ladies at the bar, this is the F83 model, M4. This is a convertible. The F82 is not the convertible. And BMW have completely stripped this car out and designed it from scratch. No longer is the naturally aspirated V8 here. It's been shafted for an inline six, like the good old days of the E36. But wait, what am I seeing here? A twin turbo. That's right. It's a Need for Speed time. They've put in a twin turbocharged intercooled engine, knocking out 425 ponies and 520 Newton meters of torque, which is the same as a Lamborghini Huracan. So this baby moves. It's pretty fast. So those 425 ponies will get you to 0 to 60 in a very brisk 4.3 seconds. And if you have the hardtop, you'll get there even quicker, which makes for a very efficient shopping trip, I feel. Now let's talk more about those 425 screaming ponies at 7,600 RPM. I mean, this thing really screams. And of course, like BMW have always made their engines really high revving, but this thing, the sound is incredible. Despite, you know, they've amplified the sound in the cabin, I personally really like it. A lot of other people say they don't, but for me, it's pretty cool.
Here we are, cruising through Death Valley on the first leg of our trip, and this is the kind of noise you would hear if you were in the cabin and M Sport mode was engaged, baffles fully open. You can hear that the sound is not artificial in any way, it is amplified and not synthesized, like you would imagine if someone told you that the exhaust was played through the speaker. For me, the driver, this thing sounds epic, while also giving me the ability to tone it down when on a long journey or taking Nan to aqua yoga.
Something amazing about this engine that BMW have created is that the fact you can cruise, or that all the torque is available at an astonishingly low 1850 revs. You know what that means, ladies? Absolutely nothing. But it does mean you can cruise in 7th, which is quite nice if you're taking your nan to the shops, you know. BMW do claim that you can get 32 miles per gallon, but I think that's if you drive like your nan on Christmas Day, because I've had 18 miles per gallon after 1,300 miles, so... And you can't drive this car slow, let's be honest. So this M4 has a heads-up display and it is pretty fucking cool. I really didn't expect it to be so useful and good. So just driving through Death Valley National Park and it's pretty amazing. The colours are just astounding. My jaw dropping. So here we are, Badwater Basin. And they weren't wrong about the water bit. It's absolutely pissing it down. BMW worked really hard on the engineering of this car to reduce the weight, and they managed to save about 60 kilograms from the old convertible, which means you can get more ladies in the back, if you know what I'm saying, and still keep a respectable 0 to 60 time. How did they do this? Well, obviously a 6-cylinder compared to a V8 is a few kilograms, but then they went all out on the carbon fibre and aluminium body panels. Boot, roof, struts, drive shafts, you name it, they went for it. So all in all, it ends up at around 1,500 kilograms. Not too bad. So after they've spent all that time like taking sort of pounds here and there out of the car, you end up at about 1,500 kilograms, and maybe you can feel it, I don't know. I'm pretending I know what I'm talking about, like I'm not a race car driver. But congrats to them. So I think I made it to Wild Willie's Hot Spring. It doesn't look promising weather-wise, but I'm going to put some boots on, big coat, and let's go on a trek. I think I found the trail, but it's all closed because of snow, obviously. But I'm going to try and make it. It's a 1.5 mile trek, possibly a little bit more, but I need to get to my next destination before sunset. Otherwise it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Can't drive in the dark in the snow. Bought some chains, but fuck putting them on if I have to, or if I don't have to. Anyway, let's get a jog on, eh? I think it was worth it. I wish I had a little more time spending there. Met a guy called Sam from New York. We had a little chat while skinny dipping. Wasn't awkward at all. Well, this is a real test for the Germans now. I think I'm gonna have to get the chains out. Right, I'm gonna go put the snow chains on before it gets dark, because doing that for the first time in the dark will not be pretty. So these are definitely coming off. I had to take them off. I drove about 10 metres and then just started hearing bang, 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 bang. Fuck. So here we are in Lake Tahoe, just leaving Lake Tahoe. Got my new friend.
Hello.
This is Anna, weird name, but he's Dutch, they're all a bit weird like that.
Okay. That's what you say.
So we're just on our way to San Francisco in the pouring snow. It's going to take us probably 6 days to get there because of the weather, but we're on the way. Well, let's hold on a ding-dangly minute because I don't believe you saw me.
Fucking speeding like a motherfucker.
Because if you did, you wouldn't have driven into me. The police. So we just had a crash. Some woman drove into me on the side of the road. It was all fun, very exciting. Christian shit himself. Good. Me too, but definitely not our fault.
How tall are you?
We're going on a date?
Huh?
Are we going on a date?
No, I just need all the information.
180 centimeters. Oh, 6 foot.
Okay, that works.
Foot, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And then, how much do you weigh? And then what happens?
We're like driving alongside each other, and then I noticed they're getting closer and closer and closer. I'm like, shit, so I speed up,
Okay.
and then that's when they catch the back end. Because it looks like they're moving into the lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And I couldn't go anywhere because the wall, we were in the tunnel.
Yeah.
The wall was
So it happened in
right
the
next
tunnel?
to, yeah.
Okay. And talk to them, and you were pretty pissed off?
No, I didn't talk because they were super pissed off and really aggressive. So I was just like, I don't want to get shot or anything. So
okay.
I just stayed quiet. We're in America after all. I've seen the movies. I've got to say, BMW have done an epic job here. Like, I feel like I could take this on the track and have my heated seats. Oh, sideways. Oh, yeah. And my aircon. And I can still have a lot of fun. And possibly even drive it home if I don't crash it. Sideways. So the retractable roof on this thing is it's pretty good actually. Annoyingly, I think you can only do like 10 miles an hour when you're trying to take it up or take it down. I've been in a few cars where you can do like 20 miles an hour, and it's really handy when you're just like stuck in traffic. But anyway, let's give it a timer. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, wrong way, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go!
22 seconds with my very accurate singing and timing. Not bad.
8 F I
Another thing that would have been really smart with this car is they've got all these parking sensors and cameras, is they should have put one on the very low front bumper, because then you can see all the curbs that I smash into. So we finally arrived in LA after like 7 hours of driving, in fact longer than that. Boy Sam, been to Gold's Gym, showing the muscles, Sam. Yeah, boy.
Let's do this.
So we're just working our way to Tuna Canyon Road. It's all very curvy. I'm not giving it any beans yet because we've got sandwiches and all the equipment in the back. So we don't want to ruin our lunch, do we? But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Feels like we're in the Spanish hills.